I help you?
This is kind of awkward for me, but I just wanted to let you know that I suffer from bipolar disorder. I'm currently under the care of a psychiatrist. I have my documentation here for you. Basically, during the academic year, there will be times where I won't be performing at my best, and I may miss class, and I will need extensions on lab reports and extra time on tests and exams.
Okay, Max. Well, thank you for sharing that information with me. That will help to explain future absences you may have. I assume I'll be getting some information from the Office for Students with Disabilities?
No. I don't want to go there. That's why I'm bringing this stuff to you.
Well, I don't usually get documentation directly from the student. I get my information from the Office for the Students with Disabilities.
I don't want to be identified as a student with a disability. I don't want a whole pile of people knowing that I have a disability. I just want to deal directly with you. I show you my documentation, and you grant me these accommodations.
Okay, Max, let's talk a bit about this. I teach Introduction to Lab Procedures, so I'm very comfortable with anything to do with that topic. But I have no experience dealing directly with a student who is requesting an accommodation without first going through the Office for the Students with Disabilities. They're the experts in that area. And I know from experience they're a very confidential service. I receive no information about a student's disability, only about the requested accommodations. As well, I know that nothing appears on a student's transcript about being accommodated. Would you like me to set up a meeting for you with Sarah, one of the disability advisors? She's very discreet and has a lot of experience with students who are unsure about the service.
No, definitely not. I don't want to have to do that. I'm tired of being labeled all the time. I just want a fresh start here. I don't want my peers seeing me going into the Office for Students with Disabilities. I just want you to look at my documentation and grant me these accommodations listed here. Basically, I need extra time on tests and exams, flexible deadlines on assignments, and another way to mark me for participation on days when I can't attend class.
Okay, Max, I'm uncomfortable in this situation. Accommodations for disability-related needs are not my area of expertise, and I feel that your documentation is something that only the professionals in the Office for Students with Disabilities should see.
My professors at my last school had no problem granting me these accommodations without having to go through the Office for Students with Disabilities.
That's not how we operate here, for the protection and privacy of the student. When you said that you did not want to have to go into the Office for the Students with Disabilities, did you mean that you just didn't want to have to go into the office? Would you otherwise follow the process?
If I have to, then yeah, sure.
I wonder if there's another way we could do this. What if a disability advisor would do the appointment over Skype or somewhere other than the office? You could forward your documentation, your timetable, and a copy of your student card to the disability office.
Yeah, I guess that could work.
Okay, let me call them and see what is possible.
Office for Students with Disabilities, Sarah speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, Sarah. It's Professor Gurin. I teach the Introduction to Lab Procedures course in the Medical Laboratories program. I need some help with an accommodation issue. Would it be okay if I put you on speaker? I have a student here with an accommodation situation.
Go right ahead, no problem.
Sarah, you are now on speaker. As I mentioned, I'm in my office with a student. He has documentation from his psychiatrist, and he wants me to review his documentation and then grant him specific accommodations. I explained to him that I usually get a letter from your office explaining the recommended accommodations and that I never see medical documentation.
That's right, Professor. Accommodations are usually worked out between the disability advisor and the student based on the student's documentation and the student's past learning experiences.
Yes, I've told him that, but he would prefer not to have to go into the Disability Services office because he does not want to be labeled.
Oh, I see. I noticed you haven't named the student, so I will address him as Tom. Would that be okay with everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Tom, I just want you to know that our services are completely confidential.
I know, but I don't want to be seen going into your office. I don't want my peers knowing that I have a mental health condition. I've had way too many bad experiences in the past.
Unfortunately, bad experiences do make students feel uncomfortable with the whole accommodation process. How can I help make this better for you?
Do you ever interview students over services like Skype?
Yes, I have done some of our students located at our satellite campuses who can't come in to complete their interview.
Do you think that's something you could do with me?
It's not usual procedure, but I don't see why not. I would just need you to send me your original documentation, a copy of your timetable, and a copy of your student card. I'll review your information, and when your file is complete, we can set up a meeting over Skype.
That'll work great for me. But what do I do if I have problems in the future?
Email or phone call will work. I like email because I have a record of it, but it really is up to you. I'll send your professor a scan of my business card so you can have all my contact information.
That is such relief. Thank you so much. I'm really trying hard to do my best, but I find the stigma of having a mental health condition can be a real barrier.
Well, Tom, we work hard here to make students feel comfortable and included.
Sarah and her colleagues have provided lots of training to faculty on how to assist students with the accommodation process.
We also have clubs for students with mental health disabilities, as well as lots of mental wellness workshops, but that's only if you're interested.
Doing the interview over Skype, it will make a huge difference.
Tom, since I don't know your name, can you follow up with an email to me explaining that we just talked on the phone?
Oh, sorry, it's Max Gibbard.
Glad to meet you, Max. Okay, just send along your documentation to my attention at the Office for Students with Disabilities, and I'll look out for it, and then connect with you by email, and then we'll set up a Skype interview.
Thank you both for helping me find a solution.
You're very welcome. Bye for now.